everybody, I wanted to do a really quick video talking about using eyeshadows wet. This is a question I've been getting a lot lately, and I guess in my head I kind of see it as like common sense just because I do it all the time, but I can understand if you've never used an eyeshadow or a loose pigment wet, how it can kind of be like, how much do I use, how do you do this, blah blah blah. So for this demonstration I'm going to use a face front eyeshadow. There's a post on my blog on xsparkage.com that talks about these and shows all the swatches and stuff. They're really cool. Anyways, so I don't recommend using pressed eyeshadow wet. Pressed eyeshadow would include like these, because that can actually end up ruining the eyeshadow. They'll have like a big hard spot where you got it wet, and you don't want to do that. So I really only will use wet eyeshadow, or eyeshadows wet, if it is a loose eyeshadow form. So what I do is I take the lid. This is kind of what I use as like my mixing plate or whatever, and then I'll just put a little bit into the lid. So to do this, I'll just take whatever brush I'm going to use. I don't have like any clean brushes at the moment, so let's say I'm using this brush. So I'll just kind of pick it up with the brush, or you can just like put some of it into the lid, but I kind of just pick it up, put it in, so then you have a little bit. Then I will use whatever I'm going to use to make it wet. You can use water. Max sells a mixing medium, which is basically just glycerin and water, I think, and I know there's like 1,012 tutorials on here about how to do it, and I believe it's like 3 parts water to 1 part glycerin or something like that, which I think you can get at like Walgreens. I don't know. I've never done it that way. I tend to use Fix Plus from MAC just because it's in a spray bottle, but if you have like a bottle that has kind of a drop to it, that's actually more easier, if in my opinion. So like this bottle has like a little hole like that, so it's easy, and you can just do like 1 drop. So then, I don't know if you can see that, but then there's a little bit of a drop in there. So then I just take the brush and sort of just play with it in there until it's sort of like a paste consistency. I don't like it to be too dry, because then it'll actually kind of, it won't spread as smoothly on your lid. Like right now it's a little bit dry. And you can see, I don't know if you actually can see, but it gets kind of clumpy. You don't want that. But then you don't want to add too much liquid, because if you do, then it's too runny, and it's like this. So I just kind of will play around. I'll add more shadow if I need to, add more water or liquid if I need to, so that it's sort of like a paste consistency. Once it's a paste consistency, it's going to go on really smooth, and then it won't be chunky. You can definitely tell right there. This is with too much water, this is with not enough water, and that's just right. I feel like Goldilocks. But I don't recommend ever doing it in the actual eyeshadow, because you don't want to keep that wet, because then that can make bacteria grow, blah blah blah. It's not sanitary. And then also I don't like doing it in the lid of like these with the stoppers, because then it can actually block off the stopper, and then, you know, the shadow can't come out. So that's why I like using the lid. I do this with all of my pigments, stuff like that. It really makes it a lot more vibrant. You can tell. And then another question I've been asked is, when do you use eyeshadows wet? Personally, I only ever use the first eyeshadow that I'm placing wet. I'll usually have one main color that's the lid color, and that's the color that I will use wet. Then it actually helps with other colors sticking to it. So if I have like a crease color, it'll stick better, and then if it's any other colors on top of it, stuff like that. So that's usually the only time I use it wet, is if it's the main color, because I think that if you use more than one color wet, it would probably end up like more messy, because it wouldn't look as nice, I guess is the best way to describe that. So yeah, and again, just you can use water, you can use glycerin and water, Fix Plus, any liquid really is gonna, well, any like liquid like that's water based is really gonna work well. That's safe for makeup use, obviously. So that is my little how-to with using shadows wet. Hopefully, I mean, you can see a difference there. And then I guess I could show you just dry. So that's dry, and that's the shadow wet. And then this is with too much water, and this is with not enough, and it's just a little bit chunky. And you have to blend it out a little bit more. So just practice, you'll get the hang of it. It's really pretty easy, and it really does make a difference in how long your shadows will last and how brightly pigmented they will show up on your skin. So I hope that helps you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.